Thanks to the market team for being out in the cold. Thanks so much. Here's what I need you to do though. I want to see blank in the front row of the main aisle. Very important and core value since I started doing the market in 2008. This is a huge thing. I understand if you are so cold your brain was not functioning all the way and you let all the other people take the good spots at the morning picking. But don't do that anymore. Go for the gold. Take the best spot in the main aisle. I heard some people at Liberty saying they couldn't find us at the market today. Make sure our big sign is visible from 4th and 5th streets. That's why they call it a market, because it is marketing. Listen, I feel like this demand isn't that crazy in the sense, like from a business perspective. He's like, yo, put yourself out there, get in the front. We want to, like, you know, expose ourselves. However, it's freaking cold. Their brain probably does hurt because it's so cold. I feel like there's just a nicer way of saying it. COVID is not a proper excuse to be able to skip work. Your mentality is the reason you didn't get a raise. Your mentality is the reason you didn't get the raise you asked for. It's not really a deadly disease. It's just the people that can't afford health. Oh my God, healthcare and pass. But you decide that you can take a 14-day leave and expect a raise is despicable. You should remember that I am the reason you are where you are today. And if you decide to join work right now while you're sick without informing anyone, I will raise your salary from RM 14,400 to RM 14,500. Okay, what? That's my final offer. If you decide not to come to work, I have nothing to do but fire you on short notice. I feel like this is illegal. This whole message does not sit right. I feel like this is very illegal, not to mention clearly they have an opinion about taking 14 days off when you're really sick. But that was the requirement for a very long time. That you had to like self-isolate and quarantine for 14 days. Like that was the law. Over here anyway.
What's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, y'all? It's your girl Naya and I'm back with another banging banger. I'm sorry I couldn't answer the phone. Please leave your name, number. Yeah, you know I like get
what?
Yeah.
I don't think that has anything to do with this video, Chris. It's some girl's voicemail. And she's like, yo, wappa wappa, I'm not here to take the phone. This content I feel like slipped in here somehow. Is she the boss? I have no idea, but honestly, I vibe with that. She was having a good time, unless I'm not hearing it correctly. I don't know, guys. She was like, yo, can't answer the phone right now, wappa wappa. I don't know. She sounded like she was having a good time. I'm missing the mark here, or this content is missing the mark.
For some background, at our store we usually take care of our tasks in a pretty timely manner, so after we're done with our tasks we like to take a seat, sit down, relax. We use these step ladders. Now my assistant manager, thinking himself hot shit as he is, decides that we're not getting our things done in a timely enough manner because we sit on these ladders. So the other day he chose to start doing this.
Oh man, that's some passive aggressive
it's a
right
bike
there.
lock. I cut it free, and now he has a heavier duty one. Now, just to clarify, that is both at the same time. He doubled down on that. I have a fun plan to deal with that.
Oh boy.
Don't lock a part store worker out of their seat. We'll get this taken care of real quick. And now, we have free ladders.
Wow, dude. Okay, so this guy is just like disturbing it, man. Like, first off, that is some passive aggressive stuff from the assistant manager. But you'd think, like, why don't you just go find another place to sit? Like you said, you're in a hardware store or a parts store. I guarantee there are other areas that you could just like utilize, you know. And realistically, you're kind of the problem with this video is you're kind of proving him right, because even though your assistant manager is being an ass, like, do not get me wrong, he is being an ass. You're kind of proving him right, because now instead of doing your job, you're out here cutting loose the freaking step ladders and making TikToks on it. You know, so like, I really want to side with you, man, but at the same point, you know, we're not really adding up here.
This didn't happen to me, but I had a coworker and very best friend who was diabetic and would frequently have to step off to the floor to, you know, take care of everything. Sometimes she'd be working so much she wouldn't have the opportunity to stop and like handle her blood sugar as it was moving around, and it would get way out of whack because she wasn't able to stop and fix it as it was getting in whatever direction is bad. So she'd have to really take some time to get everything back under control, and she would get like verbally berated for it.
Oh my.
She'd have to stop and eat something or drink some Coke or something, and they would absolutely tear into her.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous. I feel like there's some laws or rules against doing that. And if you have a literal medical thing that you have to go and deal with, right? Like you can't be harping on me for that. And ultimately it's like you hired me, like you knew that I had this, right? Not that we shouldn't be hiring people because they have that, because that's just absolutely ridiculous. Just like let the person have a Coke for God's sake, you know, just chill, just relax. Seriously, I feel like all these people just take their jobs way too seriously, you know, like unless we are at a freaking nuke site monitoring the nuclear weapon, chill.
My first job was at Wonderland, and my shifts, if I did a night shift, it ended at 11:30. The last go bus left Wonderland at 11:30. So every other supervisor would let me leave 5 to 10 minutes earlier so I can sprint, literally sprint to the other side of the park, get my stuff from my locker, and go get the bus. Except for this one witch who, for some reason, wouldn't let me leave. So by the time I was able to go, after her adding on some extra closing duties, I missed the bus. I started hysterically crying because, again, I was 15 years old. I didn't know how I was going to get home from Vaughan to like Downsview to Toronto. And I withdrew everything I had in my bank account because I also didn't understand the concept of how much a taxi would cost.
Oof, that is a rough one, man. Yo, actually my roommate now, he used to work in Wonderland. He's got some horror stories as well. Apparently, beautiful place if you're going as a visitor, not so good behind closed doors.
If in bathroom for more than 10 minutes, a smell check? Ew, will be completed to ensure employee not sitting on phone. If it does not stink, employees will... Excuse me. I just took my breath away. Employee's name will be reported to office. Y'all, come on now. This can't be real. You're telling me someone's about to see if you took a dump or not by smelling? Ugh, that is sick. That is sick, man. But like, what if people spray? You would spray. You would try. I don't know, y'all. This is too much. This is gross. Gross. And sometimes it takes time. It takes time. Are you in Monday morning at 9 a.m. please? That was at 3:31 a.m. Okay. Are you in? You texted me at 3:30 a.m. last night. Yes, I wanted you to work today. What? I was sleeping. What do you mean? Oh my God. And then the fact that they checked in at 10 a.m. to be like, so are you in? It's like you texted me 5 hours ago and I haven't responded. No, I'm not in. Ugh, I've had people do that before. I won't throw names. I mean, who cares? It was for Good Life Fitness. And yeah, she would text me and I'd be sleeping. And then the next morning, we have to open at 6 a.m. She's like, so are you in? I'm like, no, I was sleeping. You think I just set my alarm for 5 a.m. for fun when I'm not scheduled? No. Anyways. Hello! COVID is not an excuse to skip work. I've been sick many times. Oh boy. I've been sick many times in my life and still showed up to my job. This mentality is what separates me from you, and it's the only reason why you are working for me and not vice versa. You should not worry about spreading it to your coworkers. It's just a simple flu. It's easy to deal with, but rather worry about the extra workload you put them through if you decide to be lazy. If you don't want to have a day off, you should contact me at least a week in advance. Remember, I am the one who pays you. I can have you fired whenever I want, and you are nothing without me. Don't expect a raise anytime soon if you threaten to skip. Y'all, I hope you quit. I hope you quit. No job is worth this. I will tell you that. Also, even if the pandemic and the illness was like a flu or cold, I'm not going to work sick because that gets other people sick, no matter what it is. Okay? That's craziness. I've also had the luxury of not having COVID, so I don't know what it's like, but I heard it can be pretty rough.
Okay guys, so this one says, my workplace doesn't let you use the word problems. Instead, we have to say challenges if something is wrong, as a problem is a negative word and challenges promotes the fact that there is room to fix said problem. Could you imagine walking in, it's like your third day there at work and you say problems and then you get a talking to for that? I actually can't imagine like having that conversation, having that one-on-one interaction with my boss when he comes up to me and says, you know, the problem here is you saying problems. Yeah, how do they even approach that? He's like, actually, I have a challenge right now. I have a challenge with you saying the word problems.
Do you maybe see a
Challenge.
with what you've done?
That's insanity. I love the positive attitude, but I think we've gone a little bit too overboard here, guys. Oh, okay. All the extra toilet paper in the building has to stay in a single closet where it can be overseen by the toilet paper queen. I heard her shrieking the other day when she discovered somebody had hoarded one spare roll of toilet paper upstairs, so the people who work upstairs wouldn't have to walk down multiple flights of stairs when the toilet paper ran out. That's a little bit too far, my friend. The toilet paper queen, and she's getting upset at people hoarding one spare roll. Honestly, if she was gonna do that, I'd need to like steer into the skid here. Like, I go on the toilet, we're out of toilet paper, I'm walking downstairs, butt naked, everything's hanging out. Like, literally, I just need to get my toilet paper right now, and I'm gonna like show it in her face sort of thing. Just be like, hey, I'm just getting my toilet paper because I'm not allowed to hoard it. Gonna go back upstairs right now, just let it all hang out. Guaranteed, she'll let me hoard some toilet paper if I did that. You'd also probably get fired, but we're not gonna worry about that. Okay, this one says, I drive valet. The company handbook says you're never allowed to back up, ever. You absolutely cannot do the job without reverse. It's impossible. How would you ever do that? Can you imagine you miss, like, you just gently go over like where you're supposed to drive a little bit? You're like, oh, I guess I need to drive around the entire block again just so I can park into this space because I'm not allowed to reverse. How could you ever do that? That's impossible. You can't drive the car. You drive into something and it's like you're stuck here now. I have to like get out and push because I'm not allowed to go backwards. I think that's one of those company handbook things that we just like, okay, acknowledge and then like never think about again. 2 weeks after I left my previous job, a memo went round saying people aren't allowed to look out of the windows at work anymore. It's a big glass building. No, I don't like that at all. I'd straight up be looking out the window all day long then. My boss comes and talks to me, like he's right here, here's the window. I'm just like, hey boss, how's it going? Just like staring directly out the window as he tries to talk to me. It's like, that's ridiculous. What, I'm not supposed to like look at my life out there? They're like, you need to be in prison now. And if you're gonna have something like this, don't put any windows, which would just be a horrible place to work to begin with. That's just awful. Like, I need to be able to see out, and the thing, I'll be more productive. I will. It's like if you put me in jail, I'm not gonna do any work. I'm not gonna wanna come here. I wanna see the outside world and know what I'm working towards.
Yes, Miss Jones, I recommend if you apply for a job and you expect somebody to call you, that you have a more appropriate response on your voicemail. So thank you for applying, and no need to give us a call back here, Harry.
Oh my God. Okay, so that was the second part. So this woman, Miss Jones, applied for a job and they called her back saying, I recommend if you apply for a job, you have a more appropriate voicemail when we call you back. So that was it. Now it makes sense. I was so confused. I'm like, what is this? What? I mean, yes, I do agree. I'm sorry. I don't think that's a ridiculous demand. Of course, when we were young, I always had a funny voicemail when I was younger, like in high school. But, you know, now it's like, can't come to the phone right now. Please leave your message. You gotta have your fake customer service voice on your voicemail. It just is what it is. Are you manager tonight? I'm a mid. Do I need to come in at 5? I don't think there's a need to be to takeout tonight, and I have a doctor appointment at 4 for my EMT program and I can't miss it. See you after your appointment. Thanks. Lack of preparation on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part. Schedule has been posted for some time now. Dang, just not very understanding. Linda, can you food run Saturday night? I don't have anyone scheduled. Lack of preparation on your part. Okay, so this is like a copy and paste message from this boss, and it sounds like he's not very understanding. Like, stuff happens, man. Stuff comes up in life. You gotta be a little more understanding than that. My office has lost 60% of our staff since the start of the pandemic. I am doing the work of 3 people, and I was here for 14 hours yesterday. Got this email from our area manager this morning. Happy Thanksgiving. I feel like that's sarcasm. Do me a favor, don't ever tell me you are too busy because I don't believe it. It is a lame excuse and nobody that is successful ever says that. Work smarter or longer or both. Thanks. Great pep talk from a manager, I must say. You're really picking up the slack for everyone due to the pandemic, but no, not a thank you for your hustle, not a thank you for your hard work. No, this is what you get instead. That's great. I was in high school working a summer job when my father had a massive accident and I needed to go for one weekend to help out. My manager's reply, what's more important, work or family? He wanted me to choose for a summer job. You shouldn't have to choose for any job. Summer job, full-time job, like the biggest career you've ever had. We all know the answer. It's family. Our Olive Garden got hit by a truck and my manager still tried to open. We've had a meme made out of it since. You're still coming in today, right? I've genuinely seen this meme before. Maybe it's been in one of our other videos, but the fact that this is like a true story and they were still like, oh, we're still opening. People are still coming in to have lunch. Where are you going to work? Your building is on fire. Also, how did that happen? FedEx is in big trouble. Oh my God, I'm sorry I'm not even thinking about the driver. That's terrible. But I'm thinking about all the FedEx products that are in there and delivery.
Late donuts. Fresh, free office donuts could definitely boost morale, but that's not the experience of Glenn, oh my goodness, Marqueski. Cool. The marketing and communication manager of Living as a Leader. My former employer required us to buy the whole office donuts if we were more than half an hour late for work, McQuarski said. The irony of this is that it made us even later for work. Dude, that's actually kind of hilarious. I just like run it even further and further and further to be like, oh, like this place was out of donuts. Like I had to go to this other place and then they didn't have the Boston cream, and I know that you like the Boston cream, so I went to this other place. Just like do it. So it's like you show up at like 4:45 to work with some donuts. It's like, here's the donuts. Really sorry for being like, it really took me a long time to get these, just like totally make it the most ridiculous thing ever. Guaranteed they would take that policy out pretty fast. Group elevator rides. Sustainability is an important initiative for companies, but it's possible to take things too far. For Ann Sharpstein, an author and international speaker, one ridiculous office rule she followed while working at a production company required 4 or more people to take an elevator at a time. What was worse, the elevator was glass that rose up through this large atrium, Sharpstein says, so it was easy to see if you broke the rule. That's so stupid, man. Like, I get to the elevator, be like, I want to go up to work, but I just can't. Actually though, that'd be pretty cool. I just literally claim it's like, oh darn, like can't get to work because I'm stuck at the bottom, like need to get somebody for my elevator. This also is clearly pre-COVID time, because can you imagine if they still had this rule? The place that I live, it's like you have to have 2 or less people. So it's like totally opposite, I guess, of energy initiative. Okay, rules on the undergarment. Oh my goodness. One strange rule at an organization was all employees must wear undergarments and women employees are requested to wear nude colored undergarments. Excuse me? And no shiny undergarment colors are also not allowed to wear in the workplace. Whoa, I feel like this is breaking some serious rules right now. Like this is one of those things where it's like, we maybe have to take you to court over something like this, because this just feels wrong. And like, what? Well, why are you looking at my underwear, guys? Why are you looking at my underwear? Why does it matter to you what color it is and like what's going on down there? Like if I want to wear freaking like polka dot rainbow underwear with like little faces on them, like I should be allowed to do so. That is my right, and you should not be looking there anyways. Only fully grown a mustache? Geez, at me next time. Even though there's no beard rule, few organizations have some peculiar rules on having a mustache too. Only fully grown mustaches are allowed. Any fancy shapes and stashes and facial hair on the face are not allowed. The worst case is employees are not allowed inside till they clean their facial hairs. Okay, hold up though, hold up. How would I be able to get a fully grown mustache if I am not allowed to grow said mustache? There's no interim time period right here. Like for a dude like me, if I walk in like this, I am never allowed to have a mustache. I straight up need to take like mustache vacation and be like, guys, I gotta take like 3 weeks off right now, just like grow this thing out, and then I can come back to work. Honestly though, if I could do that, that would be a pretty good loophole. You cannot relocate or move your furniture a step. A ridiculous workplace rule is that the employees are not allowed to move their furniture or relocate according to their need. It has to be done with proper permission, or the employees have to call the appropriate service employers to do it for them. Pathetically, the complaint would be raised if they make a noise by dragging the furniture. Yo, this is just too much. This is just too freaking much, man. Like, sometimes I just gotta move. I gotta move my thing around so I can get like a different view of things.
That's what he said.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to do that, and I need to get the respective employees. Can you imagine that's your job? Like you have to hire a furniture mover for this one building just so employees can like move their stuff a few feet. Ridiculous.
One of my favorite, and probably one of my more petty things that I do, is whenever my ass boss decides that she's suspicious of me and my motives, she decides to wait around in the parking lot.
Oh my goodness.
That's her car.
Anyway, so I don't have anything to do today. I think I'm gonna eat a snack. I have a couple Netflix movies.
Oh
downloaded on
my
phone.
goodness.
How long do you think it took her to leave? Because if the answer is 45 minutes.
You'd be wrong. It was an hourglass.
Oh my goodness, if that's actually true and accurate, holy mother of God, that's insane. Dude, what is it with these people and carrying that much? Literally, guys, if I was a boss and I just like be like, okay, whatever, like you do whatever you're gonna do on your time. I'm gonna go home now, like I'm exhausted. Like just imagine sitting in your vehicle, like looking at them, like just making sure that they're doing everything proper. What? No.
Weird things that happened to me at work, part 79. Hey Kiko, we're gonna ask you to stay later because a couple coworkers called out. The next person doesn't come in for another 2 hours, so you'll have to fill these jeans, move this section around over here, and tag these shirts by yourself. Yeah, I can definitely help. Are you and Andy gonna be out on the floor with me? He's away on training and I have business to attend to in the back.
Business.
So the next 3 minutes is a hot mess. I'm trying to get everything done that my manager wants me to do, and customers are coming in and out because we're having a huge sale. And at one point I had to go to the back and grab something for a customer, and I just see my manager sitting there talking on his phone like he's not doing anything. When it slows down, after 45 minutes, he decides to make an appearance and goes, "Oh my God, what have you gotten done? The floor is a mess." Oh, I just got done with a huge rush, but I'll get it done. Are you this stupid? Are you this incompetent not to be able to do your job?
Yo, okay, if he actually said the last part, then like that guy's whack, dude. But I mean, I just don't care. You know, like at jobs like this where it's like she's clearly working retail, you know, she's working at some clothes company or whatever. it doesn't really matter to me, you know, and it's like it shouldn't really matter to you either. Like, yeah, we want the store to be like okay and whatever, but I guarantee that I've never had somebody walk into a retail store, and I used to work retail, walk into a retail store and then specifically not buy something because like that one section in the back is not folded right now because I'm busy talking to these people. You know, like just relax, manager. It's chill. It's retail.
Tell me your boss is toxic without telling me your boss is toxic. I'll go first.
So what did the vendor say when you talked to them?
Well, they said the invoice had 2 line items that... No. What did the vendor say when you said the 2 line items were showing the wrong... Don't interrupt me. What did they say when you talked to them? I guess I don't understand the question. Thank you! I'm asking, when can we expect payment? They said the invoice would be paid when we changed the 2 line items. What line items?
Wow, completely ridiculous. Like, she just does not understand the question at all. It's like like, why are you talking about line items? You know what I mean? Like, we're out here trying to get to the bottom of this, you know? I'm the big boss, and I gotta get to the bottom of this. Ridiculous. Ridiculous employee there, guys, am I right? Just like, craziness, you know, line items and, you know, like what they did. I wanna know what they said, goddammit. That's crazy. Holy moly. Okay, I once needed a pen. Figured this was a reasonable ask. Went to the supply closet on my floor, which was locked. Asked the floor's admin. She told me to go to the main supply room in the basement. Went to the basement and explained my situation of needing a pen. They told me all requests for supplies must be approved by my department head. Problem is, being new, I'd never met my department head. She also worked in San Francisco, I worked in Milwaukee, so I needed to send an email both introducing myself and asking her if I had permission to get a pen from the supply closet. Yo, how would you even, like what's the title of that email? What's the subject line? Nice to meet you, need pen? Like I don't even know how I would phrase that. Like, hello there, like admin. My name is Nick. Can I get a pen, please? That is ridiculous. The fact that they're literally sticking to the book with that, it's like all requests for supplies must be approved. Dude, it's a pen. It's literally a freaking pen. Honestly, at that point, I think I just need to run out to my nearest dollar store. Screw the email. We just got to get our own supply of pens, and this is going in the desk. In theory, we are allotted 3 personal absences a year which cover unforeseen circumstances like a family emergency, car trouble, sick kid, etc. But in order to be approved, you need to get consent from the manager in advance. No one that I know has ever actually been approved in advance for their unforeseen emergency. Yo, I hate stuff like that, man. I straight up hate stuff like that. It's like, I don't know. You know, it's like, it's an emergency. It's a car trouble. It's a sick kid. I'll just tell you, it's like, oh my goodness, my kid is gonna be sick next Friday. Like, I don't know that. It's like, clearly if I was to do something like that, I'm obviously not using my 3 personal absences the way that they're supposed to be used. You cannot get approval for this thing. Honestly, nowadays, when it comes for me, like not being able to come into work, I'm just like, hey, like I have an emergency and like I just can't come. And that's just what it is, because like my car doesn't work right now. So it's impossible for you to approve me or disapprove me because I just won't be able to be here. This one comes in from Dan 4 years ago saying, I used to work at a place in which my boss implemented a no more than 2 glasses a day water policy. What a blank. I ignored this rule and complained directly to our CEO, and the matter ended later that day. What was weird though was the majority of people actually followed the rule, and some even shopped me up to HR about breaking the rules. That's insanity. I would quit. I would straight up quit immediately. If my boss came up to me and said you were allowed 2 glasses a day of water, no, I am not. I am allowed as many glasses of water as I want. I don't care your reasoning. I am having my water. And honestly, if he like stuck his ground or like she stuck their ground, I'm getting the biggest freaking glass of water. This thing is gonna be the size of my face. It's gonna be like a 4-liter glass of water. Be like, hey, I got my 1 glass, going for glass number 2 later. I don't care how much I have to pee. I'm just doing it in spite. No afternoon coffee. Oh, this is triggering. Imagine not having access to a cup of Java during the afternoon slump. That was the reality for Saraba Jinbal, who runs the startup Talk Travel in her previous role. At her old gig, coffee machines were off by 3 p.m. The office manager believed that people will start leaving the office from 5 p.m. onwards, hence the office shouldn't offer them coffee in such a little time before that, Jinbal says. That is ridiculous. The fact that you are micromanaging the coffee, no, I actually wouldn't be able to work in a place like this. Like, that is too much. I need to be able to have a coffee to finish those 2 hours. Because if I don't have my coffee from 3 to 5, my brain, it turns off, guys. Like, I am not productive from that time unless I have a little bit of a pick-me-up. So that would be my response. It's just like, okay, I understand that it's a short amount of time. I'm not gonna get anything done though, unless I have this.
I asked my employer for a place to privately breastfeed in, and she said no. I printed out the law and gave it to her. She said, too bad, what are you gonna do about it? So I went over her head and told her boss that, hey, I need a place to breastfeed. Let's call her Brianna. She got so upset that night that Brianna called me crying at about 10 p.m. Because how could I go over her head? Didn't I care about her as a friend?
Dude, at that point, you just gotta whip it out. Be like, okay, if you're not giving me a private spot, no problem. Let's do it right here, man. Like, this is what it's gonna be if you're not doing it for me. Or you can do what she did and go over the top, which I guess is probably better, but I don't know. We can get petty with it too, guys.
So I was working at a bar. Sounds like fuckers. My grandfather just had a stroke, fell, hit his head, and then he was also the primary caretaker of my grandmother who had dementia. At the same time, my manager's daughter went into labor, had her baby, and she found out that her and her baby were infected with a staph infection in their blood. They both almost died. He was at work, not caring. And when I got all my shifts covered for the next 2 weeks so I could go take care of my grandmother because I was the only one that she would listen to, he told me no. I don't mean just no, you can't do that, sorry, we don't have coverage. I mean, he said no, I don't want you to do that, and I won't let them cover your shifts. and then told me that it was not his problem. Called him a chauvinist stick pig, told him he wouldn't know family if it hit him in the face, and told him to fuck off, and I quit.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do at that point? Literally, what are you gonna do? At this point, guys, in my, I guess, working career or whatever, I just say it, you know, I'm just like, I will be taking this time off. That's just what it's gonna be, and if you say no, like, all right, whatever. Like, but I'm not gonna be here. It's more of like a FYI. I'm just like, I'm not gonna be here, so good luck, see ya. And if they cause problems, then, well, sorry, bye.
Debs, can I help you? Hi, this is Katie. I was just calling to let you know that I am not coming in tonight or ever. I decided that I don't want to work for someone who is accusing me of lying about my grandpa's death. I just want to let you know that you don't really know me or anything going on about my chaotic life, and you threatened my job over the phone when he literally passed yesterday. So I'd rather not pay my rent than work for someone like you, and don't worry, I will send you a copy of his obituary in the mail as soon as we get it written. So I quit. Bye, Deborah.
Damn, I really wanted to hear what Deborah had to say about that. I was so looking forward to getting the response. That was well done, but I wanted to know what she had to say. Like, how do you actually respond to something like that? If you're that messed up, what is going on in your brain? I don't even know.
Today's the motherfucking day. I'm literally, you feel me? I would quit, but I'm finna expose this bitch. Like, I really hope shit go viral, because I'm finna be posting TikToks and this about everything about Mighty Crab in Little Rock. They got fucking rats. I'm finna go in there and show y'all the fucking rat trap, so y'all don't think I'm a capping. These motherfuckers got rats, hella rats, like in and out, and they dirty as Mighty Crab on University has rats, and the manager, she's the. But I got 30 minutes left, so I'm finna go here and I'm finna show y'all these motherfucking rat traps. Got me fucked up.
Oh.
Y'all see that? They use sausage to catch these motherfucking rats in here. The only food that they serve to y'all, they use shit to catch in here. And she said these motherfucking cameras got audio. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Fuck this bitch. And I hope you see this shit, bitch. I really do.
Holy, wow. Okay, yeah, she's done. That's it, guys. There is no more working for this individual. That was the last time that you will ever work at that location. I mean, that's less of a boss thing and more of just like a company-wide, like, this place sucks. We need to be better, you know? Like, what is it? Why are we allowing freaking rats to come in here and do things? Yeah, just absolutely gross. If I found out there were rats here, I don't think I'd actually be able to come to work. Like, that's a bit too much for me, you know?